The Hyperloop is a go. London gives Uber some regulatory love. Deezer shall never die. And we're live from Davos, where it's really coming down. It's Wednesday, January 20th, and this is Crunch Report. Willkommen in Davos, Schweiz. TechCrunch is here covering the annual World Economic Forum for the very first time, and boy, is it a treat because we're among the rich and powerful here in Davos. It's also very cold and it's snowing. So on to some news that's a buzz here in Davos. Elon Musk's Hyperloop is a real thing and now underway in Quay Valley, California. Now, reminder, if you're not familiar, Hyperloop is a vacuum tube that's designed to literally shoot passengers at 800 miles per hour from San Francisco to Los Angeles in under 30 minutes, about 6 hours shorter than it would be to drive in a car on the freeway. Hyperloop Transportation Technologies, or HTT, announced plans for a 5-mile test track late last year and is now set to break ground on an initial framework. Now, Elon Musk is already the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. He doesn't have a lot of time, so Hyperloop has its own CEO, Dirk Alborn, who's put together a team of volunteer engineers and scientists from places like NASA and Boeing, and offered equity in the company instead of pay for at least 10 hours of work each week. Now, this Hyperloop system is completely bonkers in the sense that it's designed to travel faster than the speed of sound at a potential 760 miles per hour, almost 800, and also a lot more cheaply than other proposed railway projects. HTT bought land last year in Quay Valley, which is about halfway between San Francisco and LA, to begin initial construction. Now, as for what a Hyperloop ride might cost, the company is already thinking ahead here, such as built-in augmented reality screens that could help monetize with digital advertising to a captive audience for short bursts as they shoot from city to city. By the way, there's another startup working on the Hyperloop as well. It's called Hyperloop Technology and laying down its own track in the Central Valley of California as well. Big win for Uber in London today. The city's transport regulator, or TfL, is making things easier for private hire vehicles and dropping a bunch of measures that would have impacted Uber's business negatively. So specifically, TfL is abandoning a proposal to outlaw displays of real-time location of a car for hire within an app. Obviously, that's what Uber does. And an imposed minimum 5-minute wait period between ordering and obtaining a ride. That would suck. And a requirement that operators offer the ability to pre-book a ride up to 7 days in advance, which Uber obviously doesn't do. Now, unsurprisingly, the company lobbied against all of these measures with a petition that ended up getting over 200,000 signatures, so people were siding with Uber for the most part. Uber's UK regional general manager, Joe Bertram, called the outcome a victory for common sense and added, quote, "We're pleased Transport for London has listened to the views of passengers and drivers, dropping the bonkers ideas proposed last year like compulsory 5-minute wait times and banning showing cars in apps." It is an interesting time to be a streaming music service. Now, Apple Music launched just last year, and RDO shut down. Spotify still has the biggest user base and the name branding recognition. And then there's Deezer, the Paris-based streaming service with 6.3 million users that canceled an IPO last year, but just got more funding. The company announced today it's raised another 100 million euros, or about $109 million, led by Warner Music Group owner Access Industries and French carrier Orange. Deezer says the money will go towards operation and execution to grow its user base in the 180 countries where Deezer operates. The company's also expanded its catalog to 40 million songs, and that's more than Spotify's over 30 million claim. Now, Deezer is not profitable, but CEO Holger Albrecht explains that the company could very fast turn profitability if it spent less on marketing and customer acquisition. Deezer is not disclosing its valuation with this round or giving any updates on its user numbers, but if it had IPO'd, it would have been valued somewhere between $1 billion and $1.24 billion. Hey, on the subject of streaming music, Spotify just acquired 2 companies, Chord Project, which is based in New York, and Soundwave, which is based in Dublin. Both focus on social features and messaging. Although Chord Project says that voice messaging, which is one of its core products, is not part of where Spotify is going, at least not yet. Spotify already has a messaging feature, but what Soundwave and Chord Project could bring to the company are actual teams that are already in place that already build ways to insert communications into platforms that don't necessarily do that well already. Spotify also has 75 million users. That's a lot of users, some of whom might pay for a messaging feature, say, in a premium tier of some kind. Just spitballing here. Microsoft's Satya Nadella is in the giving spirit. The company's CEO has announced a $1 billion donation in Microsoft Cloud services to a total of 70,000 nonprofits over the next 3 years. Cloud platforms like Azure, Office 365, Power BI, and CRM. Microsoft is also expanding free access to Azure storage and computing resources for university researchers. That covers about 600 research programs. The company plans to combine access with these services with new investments in new, low-cost, last-mile internet access and technologies and community training. That sounds like jargon, but it could mean things like using TV whitespace for internet access in Africa. And Microsoft also says it wants to support at least 20 similar projects in 15 countries by the end of 2017. This all sounds great. It all sounds very philanthropic, but it's also clearly designed to get folks using Microsoft products even after these donation periods end. And that is the report from snowy Davos. Why do I always end up in the snow? I am Sarah Lane. Thanks for watching. This episode was presented by Go90. Crunch Report airs every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. We're going to be in Davos for the next couple of days. You might see me on a chairlift tomorrow. Who knows? You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube. See you soon.